Hello, loves. This is Magigoddess. Welcome to Emps. Emps is a Health Matters program. Remember, health first. First, we're going to do an emotional segment, a mental segment, a physical segment, and a spiritual segment. And at the very end, we're going to get a wish that's being granted for you, and then at the end of everyone's reading, I'm going to be drawing from this deck right here for advice for my beautiful collective. So for the emotional segment, we're going to pick an emotion and the best ways to express it. For the mental, this is an affirmation to tell yourself every time you look in the mirror that day. For physical, we're going to have an exercise to do, and you're either going to do 20 reps, or if it's like a YouTube video, like someone's channel, I'll basically tell you to check it out. I haven't looked at anything in your envelopes, but I have drawn them. Please remember to eat well, rest well, and hydrate well. Always have at least 3 meals a day and at least 3 bottles of water. For our spiritual segment, we're going to take that moment to wish for something that you want, and the card that I've drawn is basically to tell you what to be grateful for. Oh, side note, for the emotional segment, the emotion I draw, it's basically what you're going to be feeling for the week, and the wish that I drew for you is basically a wish being granted for you this week. So I have all kinds of goodies for you, my beautiful loves. So if you haven't been with me before, all of my loves know this trick. We say 1, 2, 3, which one is most true for me, and whichever one or ones your eyes land on is the one or ones for you. So let's try this trick together. 1, 2, 3, which one is most true for me? Are you ready? Let's go! Welcome, number 1, for you, number 1. All right. Now let's see what is in store for your week ahead. Alrighty. Let's see. I kind of want to do this. Yeah. So what you're going to be feeling this week, we have content. So content. Now what I'm feeling for you when it comes to content this week, you're kind of going to think about doing something you've never done before, and you're going to kind of be like, I don't know if I have time, or I don't know if I want to do that, or you're just gonna feel very held back about trying something new. And what I'm getting for you is it's not that it's a gut feeling, it's just you've never done anything like this before. You don't know if you can trust this place, person, event. It's different for all of you. You're gonna feel really out of your element when it comes to something this week. And you're being asked to do it, try it anyway, even though you're kind of like, because you're gonna learn a lot about yourself if you do this. Many of you are gonna learn different things about yourself is really what I'm getting, but it's just like, it's the whole purpose is to show you that mind over matter. What does that mean? That means sometimes instead of doing something, we let our thoughts get in the way. Like, I'll give you an example. I know someone close to me who puts off everything, and instead of doing like one thing at a time and doing like small steps to like get this thing accomplished, they spend all their time worrying about it, and then they try and cram everything in a really small time frame. Like, right now is, well, I don't want to use that example because they'll know who they are. I don't want to call them out. Let's say I'll use myself as an example. How about we do that? Today, my goal was to vacuum the whole house. And here's what I did. I would vacuum one room, made sure it was all clean, and then I would take like a 15-minute break. So that way I wouldn't feel like I was doing too much or I was doing too little, and I could really be like, great job, go you. You've got one room done. And so I would do that with each room. It's not like I would be like, oh, let me just, vacuum only the rugs, or let me only vacuum like this part of the floor. I would finish one whole room, take a break, then finish another room. And before I knew it, by, I want to say like late afternoon, I was done with all the rooms. And I was so proud of myself, and I didn't feel, like I'd overdone it. So what this person, or what you might normally do, is, oh, I really don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. But if I don't do it, floor is dirty. It's not going to look good. Oh, I can't stand cleaning. Like, you're so busy thinking about what you don't want to do. And you're so busy thinking about, oh, I'm going to be so exhausted. So by the end of the day, pretty much, you finally talk yourself into doing it. Or whenever you actually do it, you do it all at once and you sit back and think, oh, I knew it was going to be terrible. I feel terrible. It was terrible because you didn't take time. You didn't plan it out, and you just put this whole workload on yourself at once. So for you, instead of spending all your time in thought and thinking of all the ways, it's not going to go well, XYZ, just go ahead and try it. Do it. And for most of you, I'm really getting like you're going to get an aha moment about your mental state and how you do things. You're going to low-key kind of figure out that you let your mental get in your own way. And you're being called to just kind of like schedule things or do things in a way where you do things gradually, instead of just like slamming yourself with all this pressure. Instead of doing things in a way that make you feel like more carefree, I guess. I don't know if carefree is the right word, but like, instead of feeling like, oh, I can do some work and relax, and it kind of gives you a better mental state, and your body can rest. And it's so important to listen to your body. Your body is everything. And this way, every time you rest, you can take a moment and think of all that you've accomplished, rather than like, if you try to do too much at once, you're like, oh, I did it, but I'm exhausted. So instead of focusing on each little moment and loving each moment, like, oh, I love that I got it done. Oh, I love that I got to rest in between. My body feels so much better because I didn't put all that strain from my mental, all that stress on my body. Like, your mental does create stress in your body, and stress is not okay. Stress does kill. So you need to stop stressing over every little thing and just do things in a way that's going to make it feel good for you, and be proud of every little accomplishment. Because I feel like you're someone who does a lot, And even though you overwhelm yourself, you still get it all done. You just feel like someone who has a lot on their plate and maybe doesn't schedule or organize it quite as well as you should. So let's give another example. Let's say you're prepping paperwork for the next day. Let's say there's 20 pages. Okay, do so many pages an hour before a set time. And, if you're the type of person who gets so busy, you forget to eat, drink, whatever, make sure you make a schedule. So you're really being called to look at your time management. And the fact that you're not really giving yourself and your body the time of day, you ignore yourself and you put everything first, and you need to balance. You need to have more balance, is what I'm really getting from your energy, number one. So that's the emotion. Wow. Got a lot going on, number one. Now, for your mental, we have celebrate all you are. Wow. This is literally kind of a confirmation for both of us, like celebrate each moment. So your affirmation is, I celebrate all I am. I celebrate each moment. I celebrate life. I am worth celebrating at all times. So for your exercise, we have a goblet squat. Feel free to look this up and see how to do it. Look at the form, all that good stuff. Do 20 reps of that. Now, what to be grateful for this week? Your talents. You're so talented. Everyone has their own beautiful, unique talents. Embrace them. Embrace the fact that you were talented in being able to do anything at all. There are people who are literally comatose or have what's called locked-in syndrome. All they can do is, if they're lucky, blink their eyes. They're literally locked in their body. They can hear and see everything, but they literally physically cannot move whatsoever. So be grateful that you can move your body. Be grateful that you can speak. Be grateful that you can blink your eyes. Believe it or not, that is a type of talent. The way you move your body, everyone carries themselves differently. Everyone has their own unique way of being themselves. You being yourself is a talent, whether you see it or not. And I feel like you really should be grateful that you're so talented that you do get so much done. Okay? And you should celebrate all those little moments and every little talent. Now, the wish that's coming true this week is reconciliation and forgiveness. And what I'm really getting for you when it comes to this is just I forgive myself for always putting so much on myself and forcing myself to do things that I can't stand and just not celebrating any of my achievements. And I want to work with myself in the future to make sure I do celebrate myself and that I'm not overloading myself with so many responsibilities that I overwhelm myself. And it gets to where, some people, they overload themselves so much, they don't want to move. They don't want to even breathe. They don't even want to speak. Just the thought of getting up out of bed, it seems like a chore. If you pile too much on yourself, you will shut down. Your body will shut down. Every time you overwhelm yourself, you are proving to yourself that you don't care about your mental, physical health, and you are willing to shut down over something that could be avoided. All this could be avoided if you would just take a moment, take a deep breath, and say, I'm so proud of myself that I got up and that I'm willing to do this. And not only am I willing to do this, I'm I'm gonna choose me. Always choose yourself. Always love yourself, okay? You matter. You do. And you are uniquely and beautifully you for a reason. So appreciate yourself, love yourself, and take time for yourself. All we have is this moment. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. So always live in the moment and always try to find that happiness in each moment. Not to sound like harsh or any kind of, I'm not trying to panic you. I'm not trying to make you feel poorly about yourself or the way you've handled things. I'm just trying to open your eyes to you have so many choices in life, and they are your choices. It is your life. It is your body. It is your mind. When we are born into this world, we are born as ourselves. And when we leave this world, we leave as ourselves. So always choose yourself so that way when you leave this world, you remember how incredible you were and how you took that time to love yourself because you are that important. Love. Try to go throughout your day with more love for yourself and more compassion for yourself. So that is your Emps program for this week, number 1. Many blessings. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. I love you, love, Magigoddess, and I really do hope that this helps you, number 1. I need to take a break after that because that felt, I'm not gonna lie, that felt really overwhelming. It felt like someone put me in a box and I had to just stay there, and not even like a big box, but like a small cardboard box, and like my body barely fit, and like claustrophobia. It was crazy. Wow. I'm gonna take this moment and I'm gonna drink some water. That was way more intense than I expected, but hopefully it helps. So much responsibility on number 1. That made me kind of sad, actually, so I'm gonna clear that energy a little bit more. That feels much better. Welcome, number 2. Let's see what your weekly is for you. Now, let's see what you're going to be feeling this week. Trust. You're going to be feeling trust in yourself and the universe and everything around you. You're very grounded and you feel very grateful. And you feel very safe and secure within yourself. What I'm getting more than anything is you trust yourself so much. So you can trust the world around you. You know that you matter, and you know you can reach your goals. And no matter what comes your way, you have your back. So whatever comes, whatever goes, you're just going to conquer everything this week. And that is an incredible energy. I want to clap for you. I want to cheer for you. I want to scream, yeah, for you. I'm not going to scream. Obviously, I don't want to hurt your ears, but I'm so proud of you, number 2. I am. Do you have any idea? I'm sure you do. Do you have any idea how ridiculous, unbelievably, incredibly hard it is to have trust in anything these days? Everything these days is fake, fabricated. You don't know what's real, what's not, whether it's food, whether it's people, whether it's social media, whether it's the news, whether it's, the house you're in. Like, everything can be second guessed. And that was before, all this crazy things in the world started happening. But I'm so proud of you for finding trust despite all the chaos and crazy in the world. Like, truly. Honestly, what I'm hearing from your spiritual family is they really want you to like make a blog or, where you write it for everyone to see. They really want you to make public how you develop trust for yourself, because you're going to help a lot of people. Really and truly. Like, you need to tell people, you need to teach other people how to develop trust. Because a lot of times we're not taught how. It's not common sense. And no matter how much people try and teach you, if they don't have it themselves, all those teachings fall through. It's great if you want to be a teacher, but if you don't believe your own teachings, it shows. It really does. Whether it's in your body language, whether it's in your words, but like, really and truly, please teach people how to trust. Please teach people how to trust themselves, how to trust in the process, how to trust in everything around you. But you have no idea how important trust is. Actually, you do. But you have no idea how important it is for you to teach others this trust. Seriously, I'm not joking. I'm not messing with you. Please do this. The fact that you've learned this, you know how many people I've met who truly trust themselves and trust the universe and trust in the process and feel safe and comfortable within themselves? Like, everything's always going to work out because you got your own back. I'm trying to think of like one who truly trusts everyone and everything around them, and they feel safe and comfortable even in chaotic situations. Honestly, I've been put in some seriously crazy situations, and people look at me like I'm insane because I don't think about the crazy that's going on. My brain automatically starts saying, okay, here's what I'm going to plan, here's what I'm going to do, and this is what I want the result to be. And it works out, because instead of spending all my time being like this, that, the other, oh my gosh, I'm like, no matter what happens, this is what I'm committed to, and I'm going to get it done. Even if it doesn't go as planned, I'm committed to this, and I trust myself to know I know what I'm doing, and even if I don't, I'm going to try anyway. And either way, things are going to happen, and I'm going to get a result. And if it doesn't go the way I expected, I know how to plan it for next time. Now, that might sound very strategic, but at the same time, if I didn't have trust or faith in my capabilities, I wouldn't have any of that strategy. I wouldn't have any of those thoughts. I wouldn't be like, I can do this. I would panic and be like, oh my God, I can't. Like a lot of the people around me would. And I'm just using like an example from when I used to work in like really ridiculous situations. I no longer work for that company, thank myself, thank everything around me that led me to choosing a different path, because a lot of responsibility would get put on me because I had that trust in myself. Because, you know, do be careful of when you do decide to share trusting in yourself. You are going to get overwhelmed with a lot of people trying to put their responsibilities on you. Like, it's okay to answer general questions, but when you have everyone flying at you trying to get all the answers in the universe, that's not your job. Please remember that. And sadly, a lot of times when you are capable of doing so much, people will put so much on you. So, remember not to get overwhelmed by anyone or anything after you do this. Because you do feel like a go-getter, you do feel like someone who would try and help the world, but it's not your job to help the world. It's good to be a guide, but you can't live someone's life for them, and you can't give them all the answers, because if you did, they're not going to know how to function on their own. They're going to be completely codependent on you, and it's going to really literally drain everything out of you and question everything. Take it from somebody who's been there. I remember hearing people say, oh, they run that girl ragged. They were talking about me. And I'd be like, yeah, I know. But someone's got to do it, right? You're never going to. It's like, I don't understand how people who never want to do anything talk about people poorly who do everything. I took a lot of pride in my work, and I didn't care if they did anything or not. I was just like so proud of myself every time I got stuff done. And for someone to view you poorly just because you view yourself in a good light, that's just them trying to make themselves feel better because they don't want to contribute to anything. And that's just my personal opinion. You know, that's the way I saw it. Back then, did I handle it like that? No, I was actually using the bathroom and I heard them talking about that. And I literally screamed at them, I can fucking hear you, shut the fuck up. This was like, how many years ago was it? I don't know, probably at least like 5, maybe more. But, yeah, I was just like, I was irritated, but I was in a different place than I am now. Nowadays, I'd be like, you know, you can self-reflect, but, you know, that's not on me. You can view me however you want, but I don't care. Your opinion is your opinion alone, and what you think has nothing to do with me. You could think a million billion things about me. It doesn't mean it's true. You're not me. You can never make it true. So keep that in mind, number 2. I just had to give you that example, and I had to give you that advice. If you really do choose to share, you know, your words of trust, and I really wish you would. And whenever you write it, do it. I'll be the first person to like leave a comment, a like, whatever. Unless it's on Facebook, I don't do Facebook. It's way too toxic. Last time I was on Facebook was years ago. And that's only because I was like helping my mother's business at the time. Okay. I was there to hustle, make that money. Okay. She left me in charge of a lot of things, and I was just like, you know, this is too much for me. So I just quit doing it, and she quit doing it. But I just wanted to give you that advice, and I hope that it helps. And let me know if you do write about that so I can cheer you on. Okay. Now for your mental, we have never let go of hope. Your affirmation is, I never let go of hope. I never let go of hoping when it comes to myself, when it comes to others, when it comes to everything around me. I choose hope. Hope makes a difference always, even in the worst of times. I'm hearing there were the worst of times, there were the best of times, and then there was hope. Doesn't matter if it's the worst or the best, as long as you have hope, that's how you know everything will work out. Faith over fear. Now, for your physical, we have leg raise. So, do 20 leg raises. I'm going to say do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. Unless you're really fit, go for 20 on each side. You a boss. Okay, that's some leg day work right there. Okay. But that's your physical. Now, what to be grateful for this week? The world. I mean, your reading is just like really resonating all the way through. Always trust, always have hope, and the world can be a beautiful place so long as you see it that way. If you choose to view the world in a bad light, if you choose to categorize everything in the same way, it's kind of unfair. Just because there are some bad people in the world, it doesn't mean everybody's bad. Just because there's some, toxic positive people out in the world, that doesn't mean there aren't any genuinely positive people. And I feel like you're the kind of person that knows that. So just remember to be grateful for how you've changed the world. You may not realize this, but honestly, the fact that you have any trust at all and you show others what trust is, you're here to change the world. Hope and trust are two of the biggest things that are missing in the world right now. So you're a beautiful angel, and you glow everywhere you go, and you probably light up every room that you walk into. And I'm honestly getting slightly emotional talking about this, because you really do feel like a very beautiful person. And I feel like you know that everything has beauty and everything can have love. And just, you follow your own path, and it's just the most beautiful thing you can do in this world, honestly. No matter what comes your way, you still have hope. There are good things. No matter what comes your way, you have trust that everything's going to work out. You have faith over fear, and that's the most powerful thing you can have in this world. So, wow. So be grateful for the world that you've created, really and truly. Now, your wish that's coming true this week, we have career advancement. How funny it is that I literally was talking about how you can have all this responsibility at work and it gets put on you. So maybe you needed that example, and you needed a good example of how to handle it, because you are moving up in this world. You are leveling up when it comes to work. So just remember all the examples I gave, and, hopefully that helps you. And if you ever need, any kind of advice when it comes to that, I'm more than happy to help. I'm always here. Always. Number 2, I don't know that I did your number 2. Let me, I don't think I did. I apologize. I'll do a couple more times for you. Congrats on your career advancement. Remember to put yourself first and to trust yourself over whatever else is going on around you. Because no, not everyone is a bad person, but there are people who have intentions that really just don't make sense. Okay? Everyone is different. I don't view it as someone else is necessarily like bad or good. They're just different, and they're not like me. And I couldn't understand even if I tried, because I'm not them, and they couldn't understand even if they tried, because they're not me. And I found saying, well, I agree to disagree, or, if you don't like something, just say, well, I don't care for it, but you can love it for the both of us. Most people don't really have a whole lot of negative things to say to that. And if someone keeps trying to like push you and push you and push you, just tell them, if I had your mind, maybe, I'd be 100% on board. But I just don't. And, I don't have to be you, and you don't have to be me. And our differences are what makes the world so beautiful. If everyone was the same, that would be so boring, and no one would ever, like, for example, if there were only nothing but yellow butterflies and there weren't any like other colors, you wouldn't be like, oh, look at this color. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at how this one's shaped. Look at that huge butterfly. Oh, it's so tiny and cute. Like, I think of things like that when I'm hiking. I look at the different colors. In fact, when I see butterflies, I'm like, if I see the color yellow for me stands for like confidence. So when I see a yellow butterfly, I'm like, oh, I'm transforming my confidence. Oh, that's a sign. Like, you know, just little signs from the universe, basically. So hopefully that helps you. I do apologize for not giving you little ding dongs in the beginning, but I did remember later, so that's good. I will admit I was so slightly overwhelmed by number one, so not trying to make excuses, but my mind was not necessarily as organized as I would have liked it. That's what I'll say. I'll admit it. I was a little flustered when I started your reading. So when we're flustered, we have a tendency to forget things, and you're like, why are you flustered when you have all this time? Well, as organized as I love to be, sometimes, like I said, things just don't go the way that you plan. But, you know, I always say, you know, better late than never, and I'm glad I remembered. So I hope that this helps you, number two. And I'm really proud of you for having trust. And congratulations with your career advancement. So this is what I have for you, number two. Many blessings. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. I love you, love, Magigoddess. And I'm going to take this moment to laugh at myself. Just because I'm a goofy goober. Oh, I forgot. That's okay. Everyone forgets. Number three feels interesting. We're going to just clear that. Interesting. Welcome, number three. And for number three, let's see what your weekly Emps has in store for you. Number three. Now, for your emotional amazement, you're gonna be like, what? I feel like for you, this amazement is, I'm getting flabbergasted. What that means is you're just shocked. I don't think that this is, okay, so I'm kind of getting for you, and I don't really want to say this, but like you're gonna see someone do something so ridiculous or so dumb to you, you're gonna be like, mind blown, are they serious? Like, let's say instead of real tires, they use skateboards. Like something that you're gonna see something really insane, and it's gonna make you question reality. I'm just gonna be real with you. You're gonna be shooketh by something, and you're just gonna be like, wow. But the crazy thing is you're gonna think this is ridiculous, but this thing that whoever this is does, it works out for them, and you're just like, how, what in the what of the what? I beg your finest pardon? Like, how did that work out for you? And it's just because, like, this person just had that much faith in themselves and they believed it was going to work out, and the universe is like, here you go on a silver platter. So you're going to see someone do something, and it's going to kind of low-key make you believe in miracles. I'm not even going to lie. Something's going to happen, you're just going to be like, wow, no way. And it's all going to work out, and you're going to be like, questioning my reality right now. What's happening? Is there a glitch in the matrix? I'm not sure. Is the matrix even real at this point? It's gotta be. Like, this is just really gonna like shake your whole entire belief system. And as somebody who has seen some crazy redneck shenanigans, I understand. Yeah. I've seen some things where I'm just like, how does that even, I don't even know how that worked. One time I saw like a small truck like pulling the biggest boat ever, and I was just like, how did the back of that truck not fall off? Like, the difference in size and weight was low-key ridiculous, but they had it so rigged and they knew what they were doing. You could tell they'd done it. Oh, here's another example. I once saw like this truck pulling like a trailer with one of those big storage shed units on it. And it was like a tiny trailer, and most of like the storage shed unit was like, it was almost like they put it on a small skateboard. Like it was like the trailer, it was a crazy looking trailer, but like I want to say like me and my mom drove by and we both were shocked that one, they were pulling this off, and me being the person I was just like, I made an inner dialogue and I said it out loud. I like to do this thing where I see something ridiculous, like I saw this ridiculous moment and I was like, how did they pull this off? And I made up this pretend story. So I'm gonna let you kind of get a sense of like how my mind works. I saw it and I made up this story of, hey Jimmy, I got a shed over here, you can have it, but you know, you gotta have to tow it yourself. And Jimmy's over there like, well, Billy Bob said I could have it, but he ain't gonna help me with it. So I'm just gonna rent me one of them trailers, or I'm gonna grab that one back out in the back, and we gonna make this work. And honey, they made it work. So when I tell you I've seen some things and I make up this whole dialogue, yeah, I imagined the whole conversation, the whole scene, and I was like, that man's gonna be proud or devastated by the time he comes home. But hey, as long as it works out for him, he got it done. Okay, where there's a will, there is a way. I know that more than anything. So hopefully that story amused you. And yes, I do inner dialogue for certain situations. I certainly get a kick out of it. And maybe it's my own way of like trying to make it make sense, because I'm telling you, my brain was like, no, what? There's no way. But you know, seeing is believing. I had no choice but to be like, sorry, I hit the camera, and to be like, okay, he made it work. Anything's possible. Looking at this, I know in this moment, anything is possible. Like, I have moments like that, and it's just so crazy. So I hope you enjoyed that story. True story. I'm still surprised to this day because it came out of nowhere and I saw it out of nowhere and it didn't make any sense, but you know, they made it work. So your affirmation of live one day at a time. I live one day at a time. I live one moment at a time. I focus on one thing at a time. I'm going to focus on getting through this day today, because one day at a time. You know, if anyone ever goes through any kind of addiction or any serious issues in their life, they think, if only I could just get through today, it's going to be all right, you know? So remember, even in the craziest situations, just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and believe in miracles and they will find you. And even if you aren't looking for one, sometimes you'll drive across one. So for your physical, we have bird dog. So do 20 of these. Feel free to look it up online, see how to do it. Now, what to be grateful for this week? Job I love. I'm grateful that I can choose my job. I'm grateful that I can do something that I love. So you're being told to be grateful for being able to work towards things you love. Be grateful for the parts of your job that you love, or the moments in your job that you love, and to really focus on that. Now, your wish coming true, success and recognition. So you're really going to be seen for who you truly are, that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, that you're awesome, that you get things done, that you have goals and you achieve them, and you show other people that you empowered yourself, you reached a goal, you believed in yourself, and you made it happen. Kind of like, you know, random redneck dude we came by on the road. Would I have believed that that situation would have worked out? No, Would I have attempted something like that? No. But I ain't this man and I ain't got his skills, okay? Maybe you're like that. For all I know, you're some crazy redneck who can make the impossible possible, and I just gotta sit there and be like, whoa. Maybe I'm one of those people who look at you and go, whoa. For all I know, you're going to watch someone do something stupid, crazy, and then you're going to try it and it's going to work, and you're going to make everyone else be like, whoa, how did you do it? Well, I watched someone else and I tried it and it worked out. So, congrats on your success and recognition. And this is what I have for you. Number 3, many blessings. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. Hope you got a kick out of my story and found my mental quite interesting. I know I do. I love you, love Magigoddess. I can't believe I remembered that. I totally forgot all about that. I really did. You guys, thanks for reminding me of that example. That moment took me back to the whoa that I felt. Like, it was hilarious. I'm pretty sure the look on my face when I saw that was insane. So funny. I feel like I should take a sip of water before this. I don't know why. I kind of know. We're gonna find out. Oh, my water fell. Interesting. Welcome, number 4. And for number 4. Some healing in there for you. Now let's see what your weekly Emps has in store for you. What you're going to be feeling this week. This explains the feeling I got before your reading. Submission. Now, when it comes to submission, it means basically having to surrender to something, whether it be to a person or a situation. It's basically kind of like, I give up, I surrender. You're going to feel like you have no choice this week but to just, I feel like you've planned something like hardcore, and before you even get to carry out any of those plans, they're just going to completely fall through. And do I want to be the one to tell you that? Not necessarily, but I would rather tell you the truth than be like, lie, because that's just not my style. I'm not here to sugarcoat or lie or do toxic positivity. I'm a very real person. A lot of people don't like me for it, but sometimes you have to be that person. And I don't have a problem with it, because I'm like, I feel good that I was able to tell you, this is what's up, this is what's going to happen. Is it what you want? Is it what you expect? No. But here's a heads up. So that way you can prepare yourself emotionally the best that you can. So when this happens, I need you to just take a deep breath. If nothing else, look up breath work. I feel like this might panic you a little. So make sure to take a moment to take deep breaths. How to know if you're taking a deep breath is when you breathe in, your stomach expands. And when you breathe out, your stomach goes back in to basically you breathe in, your stomach looks like it's bloated. You breathe out, your stomach looks like your regular stomach. I learned that back when I was in chorus, when they teach us to take a deep breath for when we were singing. So If you don't know if you're deep breathing or not, just be like, breathe until your stomach is the biggest little bubble you can make. I'm sitting here rubbing my stomach while I'm saying this, so that's kind of funny. So always remember that it's not that things aren't going to work out. Just sometimes things aren't meant to work out the way that you expected. Maybe you want a relationship to go well and it just doesn't, and that's not on you. You have two different people who grew up completely different. No person is the same. Like, are we all born the same way? Sure, but life shapes us all differently. So sometimes life throws us curveballs. And it's not to, I don't believe in, I used to believe that the universe is testing you, blah, blah. I don't believe that. And I don't believe that life only throws you things that you can handle. I believe that, like, when things don't work out, it's just literally the whole universe telling you, we are saving you a lot of time, effort, and energy by ending this now, by nipping it in the bud right now. Because if you go through with this, it's going to be a million times worse. And I couldn't tell you how many relationships I've been in, and I wanted so badly for like a friendship to go well, or meeting a stranger to go well, or meeting a fan to go well, or having a romantic relationship go well, or even just like a family moment to go well. And sometimes it just goes really wrong, and sometimes it can just be the smallest thing, and I just take it as a sign to back up, because this isn't for me. The reason this is happening is you need to realize that this isn't for you. And I'm getting like the universe has tried to show you all kinds of signs and symbols that it's not going to work out. It's not going well for a reason, but you're not taking those signs seriously. Like, let's say your boyfriend says he's going to text you at 7 and he never texts you. And then you call him and he makes some lame excuse like, oh, I fell asleep or something. And it's like, you fell asleep at 7 o'clock. And then they make this big old story. And then they're like, oh, well, I'll call you at 7 tomorrow night. And you never hear from them again. And you're like, okay, they're being consistently inconsistent. So that tells you that this person is not reliable. So you need to realize that this person's never going to be there for you when you really need them. And so maybe you need to ask yourself, do I want people I can rely and depend on? Or do I want someone who can't even commit to like a message at 7 o'clock? You know what I'm saying? And that's just an example from myself. Couldn't tell you how many people I've met who act like they're committed, they have great intentions. It all goes great at first, They give you a show, they make themselves look fabulous. And then maybe not, for some people, not even a month goes by and just like you hear from them less and less and less. And they don't give you a reason. They don't even bother. Like, you're not even important enough for a reason to them. They're like, why do you need to know? It's none of your business. You know what I mean? And, it's really disrespectful. I always believe in trusting others until they give you a reason not to. And, a great example is, if you're really inconsistent, I can't have you in my life. Because I'm not like that. I'm someone who's very consistent. And if I'm not, I'll give you a reason why. If I tell you I am going to message you every day at 7, I will set 7 alarms for 7, okay, and make sure I'm there for you at 7. But if I'm not, best believe something totally ridiculous and insane happened to me, and I could not be there. Whether it was, and this would not happen, my phone dying, I don't let that happen. I know better. I've been in emergency situations. If your phone dies, you are S-O freaking L. Shit out of luck. It's not my intention to curse, but just straight up, I was shit out of luck, okay? I've had times where my phone died and I was like, oh, and I know that's really loud. Sorry if that was really loud, but that's the only way I could describe it. I was Charlie Brown. I was like, ah! You know what I'm saying? Poor Charlie Brown. That man was always miserable. Or that little boy was always miserable. He had the misery of a grown man, though, straight up. He did not have the misery of a child. Like, everything went wrong. But anyways, the point being is you're being asked to look at is what you're doing or who you're hanging out with. Does it meet, your values and your goals? Let's say you want to be a model, but the only job you can get is lingerie, and you feel like you don't want everybody seeing you in lingerie because your body is a beautiful sacred temple, and you don't want everyone seeing that. You just want people you're intimate with to see that. Not everyone you're intimate with, but like someone you truly love and who will value what they see. Because I'll be real with you, like on most magazine covers, they pretty much have sheer tops everywhere. And I'm just like, if they feel good and they love doing it, I view the body as art. I've told some people who think they're hideous, beautiful, because in my eyes, they were beautiful. I fall in love with the soul, not the sex. I fall in love with the soul, not anything else. And I appreciate what is before me, whether they do or not. And I'll try and teach them they should love themselves more. But is that my job? No. But I want them to see what I see. And I'll try. But if they don't see it and I have to walk away, I will. Is it sad for me? Yes. Did I want to give up? No. But sometimes you have no choice. Couldn't tell you how many times I wanted some things to work out and it just never did. And honestly, each time you go for something and it doesn't work out, every single time, you're literally setting yourself up to be sad. If you're in a toxic relationship and you know it's toxic and you keep trying to make it work out and you know it doesn't work out, you're going to be sad as long as you're with that person. You're going to be sad as long as you're in that toxicity because you know it's not good. It doesn't feel good. But what are your values? And is what you're doing align with your values? Don't think about anyone else's feelings. Don't think about whether or not you're going to feel guilty. You need to think, does this truly make me happy? And will it keep making me happy? Or is it a temporary happiness? I've been in plenty of toxic relationships. And it's a temporary happiness. And will you miss that person? Sure. But you don't miss that person. You miss the investment. And you miss the memory of what was good. And it's sad, but it's true. Take it from somebody who truly knows. Because my relationships have been like, you stayed with that? Yes. And I ain't even gonna delve into that because that's in the past. And the only time we look back on the past is to see how far we've come, not to relive it because it's in the past. And the present is a present. You have this moment to make a choice for what's best for you, not for what's worse for you. So don't think about, what's best for everything and everyone around you because you are here to live for you. When you come into this world, you come in alone. When you leave this world, you leave alone. And your soul is what you should follow, not somebody's feelings. Feelings are temporary. And I know that because I have PTSD. When I go through my worst PTSD moments ever, I sit there and I hear all those awful thoughts in my head or I see those awful images and I just sit and I watch. And if I feel like crying, I cry. If I feel like screaming, I scream in my mind. And then it passes. I've had plenty of people hate at me for leaving them because I didn't want to be in a toxic situation or try and emotionally manipulate me, basically make me feel bad if I didn't do what they wanted me to do. And honestly, it feels a million billion freaking times better every time I walked away and chose myself in the end than it ever did the whole relationship. And I've walked away from at least 2 7-year relationships. No joke. I tried everything I could to make it work. Breaking up, not breaking up. Just trying to be friends, not trying to be friends. Like, I tried everything I could, and it still didn't work, which told me this isn't going to work. I don't think like them. I don't feel like them. They don't think like me. They don't feel like me. They're just different. And sometimes it's no one's fault. It's just the world shapes you a certain way sometimes, and people adapt differently. And, sometimes people are just cruel to be cruel. But don't ever let that take away your love and your care for yourself. I couldn't tell you how many people have tried to demean me or make me feel bad about myself. People I barely even met. I'll give you an example. I started working at this job. I'm the kind of kid who watched anime and they'd always say, like, sorry and bend their head. So that was ingrained in me. Whenever something happens, I just automatically bend my head and say sorry. It's automatic pilot for me. And this one girl at work, she just decided to, bump into me on purpose and, bend down her head and say sorry to me. And this is one of the most confident, outlandish, rude people you'd ever met, who think that they're just the greatest thing ever. And when they bent their head and they said sorry, I was like, it's okay. You didn't do it on purpose. Both of us knew it was on purpose. She didn't say anything else. Did she do that again? No. Because I wasn't disrespectful when I called her out. One, I don't think her ego could have handled it. I'm going to be real with you. And two, I could care less. You want to be like me? You want to grow some manners? Awesome. I'm so glad you said sorry. I'm proud of you for saying sorry. Hell, I never see you say sorry. I see you do awful things to people. You think no one notices or no one sees, just no one's willing to speak up. I spoke up, but not in a way. You can speak up to people. It doesn't have to be cruel or harsh. It can be in a classy way. Whether people know that or not, I question sometimes. But sometimes just being you, people hate you for it. Because I'm nice and I don't get ugly, people try their hardest to make me get angry sometimes or get a reaction out of me. And I've learned that giving them that effort, it's not worth it. If you're not going to give me that kind of effort, why should I give it to you? And it doesn't matter what you do to me, I'm still going to be me. I'm going to go to sleep as me. I'm going to wake up as me. It doesn't matter what you do. You'd think that me, bending down and saying sorry, that's me being polite and respectful. So to make fun of that, it's kind of sad, right? That you would make fun of something so crazy as that. But I'm just giving that example because I've literally had stuff like that happen. I'm just being me, and you're going to make fun of me because of what? Does it make you feel bad? Does it make you feel some kind of way? That's not my problem. That's a you problem. You need to look at yourself and ask yourself, why do you feel that way about me? Why am I that important? I'm not you. I'm not here to live your life for you. I'm here to live my life for me. So don't let anybody ever make you feel bad for choosing you. I still bend down and say sorry. I don't care what anybody thinks. That's my personality. I choose me. I choose my version of respect, my version of kindness, my version of being me. And you're being called to choose yourself and to give up things that don't match your values. And if you changed for everyone and everything that ever happened just because you felt bad about yourself, you wouldn't even be yourself. So I know that was kind of long and I gave some interesting examples, but I feel like you needed to hear that number 4. I feel like if you keep going, you're going to lose yourself in something you don't even want. And it's not going to make you happy in the rest of the years of your life. So stick with your values, stick with your morals, and don't let anybody tell you how to be you, okay? And if you ever need someone to listen, I'm here. If you ever need advice, I'm here. I'll give you advice, but I can't tell you what to do or how to live your life. I'll give you the advice. You either take it or leave it. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to tell you what I think. And it's what I think. It doesn't have to be what you think. Just remember you matter. And just promise to make a difference for yourself. And believe in yourself. And every moment you have a thought, you can either act on it or not. It's your choice. You always have a choice, and always choose what is going to make you happy. Not in the short term, in the long term. Don't take a raise or a promotion if you know you're going to be miserable, because basically that's a babysitting job, and you feel like you should get everyone's pay, but you don't because you feel like you're doing everyone's job for them. Welcome to management, especially in retail. You know, I've used to have offers of like getting a higher paid job in a certain job I had, and I'd be like, no, I'm already miserable in the position I'm in. Why would I want a different job? Eventually I walked away from that job, but it's like they don't reward you for loyalty and work. They really don't. I was with a company over 10 years and I left. And I felt just as terrible about it on the day I left as the day I started. So what does that tell you? Choose yourself. Choose what's going to make you happy, not miserable. Because every moment counts and tomorrow's not guaranteed. So don't make yourself miserable for something that might happen 20 years later, but nothing is guaranteed. 20 years later is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. 10 minutes later is not guaranteed. Trust me. Every moment counts. So make sure you do things that make you love each moment. Now for your affirmation, go ahead. I go ahead and I do things that make me happy. I go ahead and go after things that are best for me. I go ahead and let go of things that aren't for me. I go ahead with things that make me excited, not the opposite. Now for your physical, we have Pamela Reif. So this is a YouTuber. Check out her YouTube videos. Wholeheartedly recommend it. Just check out a video, see if you like it, and see how it goes. But that's a YouTuber I've worked out too. I enjoy her workouts. Just pick one video. It can be whatever video you want, from easy to hard, whatsoever you choose. What to be grateful for this week? Animals. Now, some people are allergic to animals. So I'm going to read this two ways. If you have animals around you, spend time around animals and recognize what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is choosing to love in a way where you don't want anything back. It's not choosing to love no matter what happens. And I've learned this the hard way, if I'm going to be honest. I can love you, and I can love you so, so much and do everything for you. That doesn't mean you're ever going to treat me right or love me too. So, recognize people's true nature. When it comes to animals, they have instincts. They have a true nature. They stick to their nature. They stick to your instincts. Go with your instincts. Go with your true nature. And it's great to love, but don't love someone if they're treating you badly. Like, yes, love them, but love them from afar. Say, I'll always love you. I'll always, if you have respect for them, depending on what they've done, just be like, I always love you, I always respect you, and always have these great memories. However, that doesn't mean we have to be in each other's lives. I can just stick with the good memories and drop all the others and just say, I'm going to drop you like I dropped these bad memories. And me realizing this in my life, it has made my cutoff game really strong. And some people might think it's like cool, emotionless, whatever. And it's like, well, what did you do to get me to that point? And I'm going to tell you, I have a 3 strikes you're out rule. So maybe you're being called to do this too. 3 strikes you're out. Make 3 things that someone does as a non-negotiable. Like, let's say you have a boundary and you tell someone, I'll give an example of what's happened to me. I once told someone I was intimate with, don't squeeze on my boobs and stuff in public. This person decided, oh, there's no one around. I'm just going to squeeze on your boobs and completely disregard it. And I was like, what are you doing? I told you that I don't like that. I'm not cool with that. I don't want everyone around or anyone who walks by thinking, oh, I can just touch them whenever they want. Oh, they get touched in public, which means I can touch them. Because a lot of people will view it that way. Oh, they're so lewd. And I do think it's rude to do that in public, honestly, because, some people, intimacy makes them uncomfortable. Some people have been abused in that way. And so when they see that in public, maybe they're not ready for that. So when they did that, I said, excuse you, don't do that. I told you I don't like that. And this person said, oh yeah, I know you don't like that. And I looked at them and I was like, what do you mean you know, but you did it anyway? And they're just like, well, I forgot. And then I remembered. And I'm like, well, if you can't remember this important rule and you have no respect for my boundaries, then this probably isn't going to work out. And that was like a second strike. I'm not going to tell you the first strike because the first strike was so bad, I should have never, ever stuck around. And if this person is spying on me and hears this reading, yeah, that was your second strike. But I told them it was a second strike. And they were drunk and they're like, that's so effing stupid. Why is that even a strike? And I'm like, okay, first you disrespected me. And what I asked, and now you're really disrespecting me by like F you and your rules. Like, your values don't match mine. And the only reason I'm telling you this story is I'm giving you an example, a real life example. If someone does something to you that you don't agree with, you don't have to stay, even if it's something as simple as like grabbing your boobs. If you don't feel like they're respecting the way you think and feel, trust me, the more they get away with, the more they're going to do. You give them an inch, they're not going to go a mile. They're going to go 3, 5, 10 years and do more and more and more and more to see what they can get away with. And that's the honest truth. Like this person, when I met them, first red flag, I'm going to tell you the first red flag, they're like, I'm going to test your boundaries. And I was like, huh. And I thought, well, maybe they mean like something simple. And then the second red flag was that, and I was just like, oh, okay. So you just completely don't respect me whatsoever. You completely don't pay attention to me whatsoever. You could care less. You're just going to do whatever you want to do. I'm just a sex object. And guess what? I object. No. Anyway, I let this person know what I thought of them. I let them know all their strikes. Only because they asked. This person, when I left them, they asked me the reasons why I left them. And I told them. And I didn't ask this person what was wrong with me, but they made sure to tell me what was wrong with me. And you want to know how I responded to that? Like, I told this person, I didn't ask you what was wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me. And there's actually a longer list. And we could go through that, but I only told you what was wrong, in my opinion, because this is why I left. You wanted to know. But if you just want to, like, make yourself feel better, you go right on ahead. Did I say the make yourself feel better part? No, but I just told them, I didn't ask you what was wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me, and left it at that. And eventually this person left me alone, but this person was interesting. I was just like, they're different from me. They have different values, morals. I can't do this. So I'm only sharing this story to give you an example. Pick yourself. And you'll be proud of yourself. I was so proud of myself. Did I cry like crazy? Yes. Because I was so sad. I was like so excited. I was like, I met this person. I can't wait to do all these things with them, etc. And just trust me, the sooner you get out of it, the easier it is to heal after. And I say easy in a light term because it's never easy to heal, but it is something that needs to happen. So, sorry if that was TMI or if it made you uncomfortable. I just wanted to give you a very real example and tell you I have really been through instances like that and why it's so important to go ahead and say no. No matter how bad they try to make you feel about yourself or how bad, you do feel. No one ever wants a relationship to go bad. No one ever wants for things to not work out. People only want to hear good news, good things. We want life to just be good, but what goes up must come down. And, how much do you care about yourself? You matter. How much do you matter to yourself? Are you going to choose them? Are you going to choose that? Or are you going to choose you? Always choose you. You are the only one you can rely on at the end of the day. You can be surrounded by a sea of people. That doesn't mean a single one of them is going to protect you. They're going to love you or they're going to have your back. Trust me, I've been there. I've been in a room full of people and literally nobody had my back. In fact, everyone was telling me what had happened. And I was like, it didn't happen. And they were all telling me, yes, it did because of something someone else said. And these were people I had a friendship with for at least, 5 to 7 years. And did it hurt? Yeah, I felt so alone and I felt so betrayed. But I was so proud of myself for choosing not to have fake people in my life, to not have people who would believe someone they've only known for like maybe a year, some random guy, over me or girlfriend, which, they hated on me and they did a lot of messed up things, but like I forgave them for that. I forgive you. Sometimes I just got to learn to forget you. And does it suck? Yeah. But in the end, you know how happy I am that I don't have that stress or that emotional toll on me? Like, if you're always dreading being around someone or someone just doesn't treat you right, you just don't feel good no matter what you do. And you can pretend that you're happy, but it's pretend. Isn't it just so much better to choose real happiness? Yes, because real happiness cannot be beat. Really loving yourself cannot be beat. It cannot. People can try and beat you down. Like, for example, I made a dance video and I work out every day. I had this guy tell me I needed to work out before the video and that some people will probably call me fat. I did not respond to this person. I deleted their comment because I'm like, you're not worth the comment. You're not worth the reply. And I work out every day. And for you to diss me just because of the way I look, forget you. I don't want you to comment. I don't want your support. I don't want you in my universe. I reject this. Like, I know I'm very fit. I'm probably one of the most fit people in my family. Okay. I'm the only one in my family that I know that works out every day. Okay. And for someone to try and knock me down just from a 3-minute dance video, I'm just like, you're not for me. And I don't want you on my channel. I don't want people to read this and start being health conscious. I'm someone who used to be overweight in 7th grade and I had acne all over my face. I was the ugly fat girl, okay? And I was so miserable and so bitchy. And then I went from that to someone who was very anorexic because I was miserable. I was first overweight and then I was anorexic. And now in my life, I choose to be healthy. That's why I always say eat well, rest well, hydrate well. I mean it. I'm someone that has been on each side. I've been the fat girl. I've been the anorexic girl. I'm someone who knows what it is like to struggle mentally, physically, and all of that. And if you think I'm going to let one person with one rude comment exist in my life, you better bet your life I refuse. And that's how you should look at this situation. Don't let somebody else get in the way of your success. Don't let somebody else get in the way of your happiness. Choose you, choose your happiness. And that's all the examples I'm going to give. Maybe some of you have eating disorders. Maybe some of you have bad relationships and you really needed just like that big old, wake up, honey, it's time. Like, hello. You needed that alarm clock to be like, wake up. This ain't right. And I'm telling you, if you don't give up on it now, the universe is going to make it so you have no choice. You're going to have I have no choice but to give up on this moment. You're going to have that this week. Is it going to suck? Sure. But honestly, once you're without this, you know how much happier you're going to be? I can tell you because I've been there. You're going to be a billion freaking times happier. And you're going to even forget about whatever this was. And the only time you're going to remember is if someone brings it up or if your memory is jogged. And guess what? You can throw that away. You can just be like, well, I'm going to let that thought pass. I'm done with that thought. Easier said than done, depending on your trauma. But, you know, the quicker you can let go, the quicker you can move on. Life moves whether you want to or not. Nothing and no one stops for you. Life does not stop for you. Life does not care if you're sad, happy, mad. Life goes on, so you should too. And I know that sounds harsh. I know that sounds cruel, but I'm the kind of person, if I feel really crappy, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go do something. I need to do something so that way I don't keep triggering my own PTSD. I don't trigger my severe anxiety. I don't trigger my severe depression. I'm not sitting here in ADHD mode going, oh, around the little hamster wheel. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn a negative into a positive. I'm going to go create something. I'm going to go work out. I usually choose to work out because working out creates like hope molecules in your body. So like you automatically feel better, but I do something that I'm going to be proud of instead of dwelling in a moment that I feel ashamed or I feel bad or I feel miserable. And does that always work? It doesn't always work all day, but for that moment, I found that happiness. And I just tell myself, if I can make it through this moment, I can make it through the next moment. And before I know, I've made it through the day, the week, the month, the year. And I'm like, wow, I did not let that hold me back. I did not let that get me down. It wanted me to stay down. They wanted me to stay down. Who's going to tell me how to live my life? Nobody, bro. Is my life. Nobody, girl. Is my life. The end. Just straight up. And yeah, that sounds really cut and dried, but I'm being real. I'm being realer than real. It sounds cold. It sounds awful, but honestly, sometimes that's just how you got to play it. And if you do that, if you get in that habit, you do it automatically. You don't even choose to do it. You train your brain and your body. Okay, when I feel like this, I'm going to do this. When I feel like that, I'm going to do that. Like replace a bad habit with a good habit and you keep that good habit for life. Take it from someone who's been through toxicity, abuse, and all kinds of craziness. I'm not going to list all my issues. Anyway, your wish that's coming true is spiritual awakening. Oh my gosh, this is so funny because I said this is time for an aha moment. It's time for wake up. I didn't say aha moment. I said that in another reading. My bad. I said it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to wake up. It's time to get woke. I don't really like saying that because everyone's idea of woke is different. It's time for you to wake up and see what you really want in life rather than what you don't. It's time for you to do what's best for you, not what's best for the world or anyone else, because you only get this one moment, you only get this one life, and it's your choice. I cannot stress, it is your choice. Make choices that are good for you. Easier said than done. Yes, I know. I saw 24:24 on the timer, even though it's not even 24:24 yet. It's about to be in like a few minutes. So look up 24:24. The number 2 For me, it's like inner knowing. And then number 4 is stability. So look inside to see what makes you feel safe and stable in the world. Learn to trust yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to empower yourself. When you empower yourself, it comes naturally to want to empower others. I empower myself. I always want to empower other people. I want to show people I have learned to love myself. I want you to love you too. Not in a way that's going to hurt anyone or be disrespectful, but in a way that uplifts you. If you can uplift yourself, you can uplift everyone in the room, no matter what happens. Because there's hope, there's love, and life is too beautiful to dwell in what you don't want. And there are so many possibilities versus being stuck on just one. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you hope and pray for something. Sometimes you don't realize it, but you're hoping and praying for the wrong thing. I used to pray for certain relationships to work out, and then I'm like, I wish I'd never prayed for that relationship to work out, because it worked out, but it didn't. You know, I had the sign in the beginning it wasn't going to work out, but I pushed and I tried, and before I knew it, years went by. I don't do that anymore. That's why 3 strikes, you're out. Bye. No matter how cruel or harsh that is to someone else, it's like, well, I love myself and I respect myself. You don't respect me. You don't love me. Our values don't match. It's not going to work. So if this isn't your wake up call, and if you're not paying attention, well, you're going to get it anyway. If you don't listen to me, you're going to find out in a way you're really not going to like. So you can take this as your sign. Something isn't working out. It's not going to work out. It's never going to work out. Or you can try and make it happen. And then when it doesn't work out, it's going to feel 10 billion times worse because you tried so hard and put so much effort into literally nothing. That's what it feels like. It feels like I gave all this effort and nothing. I feel worse than I started. So take this moment, ask yourself what you really want in life. What's your top 5 values in life? If someone doesn't match those top 5 values, walk. There are billions of people in this world. There's going to be another one. And you don't need another person. It's going to be okay because you don't have to be with anyone. Love yourself. You matter. Promise to make a difference. You have goals. You can reach your goals. When you speak, you empower others. You already make a difference. Believe in yourself. You are uniquely you. You think, decide, and create. How do you motivate to create your actions? Your actions tell your goals. Look, see, act, create. And I do apologize if this seems preachy or loud or obnoxious, but maybe you need a little bit of all that. You know, sometimes it takes an obnoxious or loud person to be like, what is that? And if you are here this far and you listen to me, despite whether it seemed harsh or not, and you just were ready for the truth, I'm so proud of you. And that's not being sarcastic. I remember hearing a tarot reading, and it was so harsh it brought me to tears. But it was the truth and I needed to hear it. And this was years ago. This is when I first got into, like, before I started a channel. Well, I had started a channel, but I hadn't started it to where I am now. Don't get me wrong. But this was like years ago. I was in a really bad relationship and she was letting me know, why do you think this is going to work out? It's not. And this is why. And she told me and I cried because I knew it was true. But you know what? After she told me that, I left that relationship. So sometimes we just need someone, and no matter how painful it is, we just needed that confirmation that what we were thinking was real. Sometimes we can be like gaslit, or we can convince ourselves that we're not important, but we are. Or sometimes, you know, we try and trick ourselves into believing something's going to happen and it's not. So, excuse me. I apologize if, this sounded harsh, but I'm very real. I don't sugarcoat. I'm not about toxic positivity. And I'm always going to tell you straight up what I think and feel. You don't have to agree. I just want you to do whatever's best for you. The whole point of this is please do what's best for your happiness. Please do what's best for you. And if you've stuck around this long, thank you. Thank you for hearing me out. And if this does not resonate for you, then this is someone in your life who is seriously struggling and refuses to see they're struggling, and it's not up to you to save them. Trust me, when someone is in a bad relationship or doing something bad and you tell them it's bad and they do it anyway, don't be that person that gets in their way, because instead of blaming the situation they're in or the person they're with, they're going to cling to that situation or that person more because they view you as someone who doesn't support them. Because sometimes people just want to hear what they want to hear. And I'm someone who knows better than anyone. I had someone very near and dear to me. I tried to tell them so many times about a certain situation and how I really felt. And I'm like, you wouldn't be in this situation if you loved yourself. You wouldn't be in this situation if, like, you wanted to be happy. And instead of that person listening or caring, doesn't matter how much I love them, doesn't matter what I feel, it's whatever they think or feel. And from that point on, they quit listening to me, and they basically let me know how much they don't want anything to do with me. They completely don't respect me, and they make it come across like they hate me all the time. And it makes me wish I never opened my mouth. So take it from someone who knows. If you have someone who just refuses to listen, my number one rule is I'll tell you once, but I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm going to tell you what I think, but I'm not going to force it on you, because I found that if you keep forcing it, you're just pushing them away. They're either going to leave or they're not going to leave. So I tell you all of this with saying, you're going to do whatever you're going to do, but I'm not going to sit here and feel this energy and read all this and not tell you what I honestly think. But you're going to do whatever you're going to do. I can't live your life for you. I'm not you. It's not my relationship. It's not my situation. But I am going to tell you, as someone who's been through a lot of relationships and a lot of situations, what will save you a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, and a lot of regret. So if you see someone who's stubborn as a mule, let them be stubborn. Tell them, this is what I think, and leave it at that. And, you just gotta let go. So for some of you, this was about you. And curveball for me, for some of you, this is someone you know who just sabotages themselves, and you don't know why, but you can't teach them. They have to teach themselves. And yeah, it sucks to see someone fall apart in front of you, but you just have to say to yourself, I tried. I really did. And they ignored it. So that's not on me. So don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad if you try and warn someone and it doesn't go well. Because be proud that you did try. Do I like being harsh in this moment? No. Do I like, saying this to you? No. But I love you and I care about you enough to honestly tell you, you matter to me and I care about you. So please love yourself and please take care of yourself. And if you ever need me, I'm here. And I don't believe in judgment, because no one is better than anyone else. but I have a whole lot of life experience, and hopefully I can help you. I always try to be helpful, so I hope this helps you. And if you are working with someone who just wants to be difficult and, stab themselves on purpose, that's not your fault. Okay? And forgive yourself for thinking that you have responsibility for someone else. I've always said to people, you don't owe anyone anything in this world. Because in the end, all you really have is yourself. There's always going to be that moment where you are the only person you have to rely on. Be your own hero. There's no one created in here who's going to save the day or save your life. Trust me, I know. Trust me. Trust me, I know. And I'm going to stop your reading before I get emotional. And I'm so sorry if you're going through a hard time. I'm so sorry if someone around you is going through a hard time. And I pray for you that things go well for you and that you can smile again. Because sometimes that's the hardest thing in the world, is remembering what a smile is. Really and truly. It's always easier said than done. So if you need someone to be here for you, I don't mind being here for you, but it's not my life, it's yours. That's what I have for you, number 4. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. And I wish you all the best. Many blessings, number 4. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied. Emotional. Many blessings, number 4. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. I wish you love and support back. I love you, love, Magigoddess. I'm going to pause this for a second so I can catch my breath. Many blessings to all. My intention every time I post anything is to just try and show you my love and support in my own way. And I always want to be helpful, not hurtful. So I hope you always find me to be helpful, because that is always my intention. So thank you. Now let's get some advice. So this is the deck I'm using. This is the stone the deck chose. It is a heart moonstone. Look how pretty. I'm hearing expect some big changes to come your way. So let's get some advice for these big changes. Woo! Whole stack fell out. 1 second. I gotta move my chair back and everything. They're making me work for this one. If I bent my head down, I'd hit my head. So I gotta move back. So we got all this. So in my mind, I'm not gonna lie, when I shuffled these cards, I asked, like, what is the change coming and what is the advice? So first I'm gonna read the cards, and then I'm gonna take a moment and tell you what's up. So first we have 10, follow your own good advice, trust yourself, know what is best for you. So at this time, what's being pointed out to you is what's best for you, what's going to make you happy, and stick to that. Always choose what is best for you, not what's best for everyone else. And I feel like I'm repeating myself because I've literally said this in, I feel like, more than one reading. 23, we're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Once again, I said this too. I said everyone is different. We're all born the same, but life shapes us all differently. And instead of trying to understand things, sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? They're just different from me, and I just gotta accept this. This situation is different than I thought it would be. Maybe I should, walk away, or maybe I can try this. You never know. Next, we have number 24. Interesting. Number 23 and number 24. Use your time well. Every moment counts. Once again, repeating myself, But at least this is a confirmation of all the readings that I did. Like, literally, I'm repeating myself, but it's cool. This is just a confirmation for both of us. Okay. Each moment matters. Use that time to make that moment the best for you. Use this time to enjoy this moment. Make each moment count in a way that is meaningful to you. And then we have number 13, all must have prizes. Trying to please everyone. It doesn't, once again, repeating myself, it doesn't matter what you do. It can be as simple as you say sorry in a way that people disagree with. This example was given in a reading. I used myself as an example, and it was very real, and it did happen to me. The way I said sorry, this person didn't like. They made fun of me for it, and I was like, all I did was say sorry a certain way. And if you're curious what it was, I'm going to tell you. When I say sorry, I'm an anime kid. I discovered anime in 7th grade. Still watch anime. Love anime. Okay, I'm an anime kid. Once you love anime, you love it for life. It's not something that you're just like, boom, never going to touch it again. You're going to watch it at some point. And if you don't, okay, that's you, not me. Speaking for myself. Love anime. And when they say sorry, they bend and say sorry. And I go on autopilot and I do that. And this one girl decided to pretend to be me and make fun of me. And I'm like, you're going to make fun of me when I said sorry for the way I bumped into you. And you bumped into me just to pretend to be me. Like, it doesn't make sense, but whatever. They just said sorry. And I just said, well, you didn't do it on purpose. And we could both tell that they did it on purpose. I just kept walking. I didn't care about whatever their reaction was. I just kept walking. I was like, I don't have time for you to be like, whatever your reaction is. Like, I'm over it. So you can do something as simple as bowing and saying sorry, and someone's going to not like it. So live your life for you, not for anyone else. And you can want something to work out so bad, some things just aren't meant to be. And sometimes you just have to surrender to that something isn't going to work out. Sometimes you just got to let it go. Just do what's best for you and what's going to make you happy. So what is changing in your life is recognizing that you matter most, that you should love yourself first. And whether you're on the path of doing this now, you're recognizing people, places, things that don't make you happy, and you're inching forward towards your happiness, you're letting things go. If you're not in the process of doing this, you're being asked, like, let go of things that don't make you happy. Is that easier said than done? Sure. Most things in life aren't easy, but I have found that the things that are the least easy, they're the most worth it. Let's say you've been in a bad relationship a long time and you finally leave. Was it easy to leave? No. Will you cry? Sure. But in the end, you're crying over the investment and the memories, not necessarily the situation or the person, because it's just that bad. And you will smile again. Trust me, I know. Even when you feel like you're never going to smile again, you're going to smile again. Whether it's you trip over something like air and you laugh at yourself. I've done that. Guilty as charged. Or like you're watching a video of a streamer that you like and you just belly laugh because they just say something that is like, what? And I'll give an example. Okay, I recently discovered this streamer named Queso. He's hilarious. Feel free to check him out. He was doing a game, and the game was talking about how it doesn't matter what you do, some people just aren't going to like you. And he said facts. And he gave this example, and I laughed so hard. He's like, you could walk on water, and someone would make fun of you because you can't swim. Which is funny because it's like Jesus walked on water, but, some people viewed him as a miracle. Other people are like, oh, I can't stand that he does this. Just depends. Not to put religion in there. I don't necessarily believe in that, but I'm just giving you the reference he gave. And I just laughed so hard because it was just like, one, I never heard someone say that before. Two, it was so true. And three, it was just so out of pocket. Like, what made him think that? I don't know. But I laughed so hard. And I watch him when he plays horror games because I love horror and I love horror games. But he makes it funny horror, like comedy horror with his comments. So if you love horror, you love comedy, feel free to check him out. And he'll say the most ridiculous things, but he won't cuss. And sometimes you just have to laugh. But even when you think you're not going to laugh again, you will, when you least expect it. And all you need is that one smile, that one laugh to move on with your life. And, you know, sometimes you got to take the initiative to move on, even if you don't want to. So prepare for some changes to choose yourself. You're being asked to choose yourself, to choose your happiness. And really, that was the vibe in most of the reading. So love yourself. I love you, loves. Please love yourself. I believe in you. Please believe in you. Stick to your values. Stick to what makes you happy, because that's what life is about. It's not about living. It's not about how much money you have, or, you know, going to work tomorrow, or your to-do list. It's, am I happy? Truly happy? And if you're not, why? Is it because you don't feel grateful for what you do have? Is it because you're just in a really bad situation? Is it because you're with someone who just doesn't make you feel good? Like, what are you doing that's not making you feel good about yourself? What are you doing that's not making you trust yourself and love yourself? And if you are loving and trusting yourself, the universe is going to show you why you chose yourself, why you loved yourself. Okay. You're going to get a big giant sign. Let's say you left someone. You're going to see why you were supposed to leave that person. Let's say you left the situation. You're going to be shown why it was great for you to leave that situation. So some of you have left things and you're going to get confirmation. Aren't you glad you didn't do that? Aren't you glad you left that? And some of you, you need to leave and you know it. This is your sign. Here's your sign. Choose love, not whatever else. Period. Period. Some healing energy for you. And now I'm going to read the bottom of the deck. We have number 12, lead the way. Be a leader. Show others how it's done. You can help others. Be a leader. Take charge of your life. If you are a leader and you've taken charge of your life, help others do the same. And I'm not saying like shove it in their face or anything. Give them some advice. Tell them what will help, and then move on with your life. Because if you live for someone else, that's not living. If you live to help someone else, depending on your situation, that's not good. If you're someone who like takes care of your elderly parent because they can't help themselves, that's different from Jojo down the street always needs some money, so I need your hands out. Hands up, cash out. No, no. I'll give you a hand up, not a hand out. I'm gonna smack that hand and say, high five. Because it's on you, boo. It's on you, boo boo. You gotta figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. I'm gonna love myself. Go love yourself. Go figure it out. Go figure it out. I'm gonna love myself. You love yourself. Go figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I got it figured out. I'm glad you got it figured out. I don't know why I went on that little sing-songy tangent. I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited that you're going to be learning to choose yourself. It's a very important lesson. I always say, love yourself. So love yourself, loves. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Some moments I didn't love, but I like to view myself as that loving, caring friend here to help. But like a loving, caring kind of semi-professional friend. I say semi-professional because I share some of my own stories. And do I cringe? Yes. But sometimes you need a very real example in order to fully understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you know how we connect with someone is through their story. And I'm a very real person. I got some very real stories. And it's not me trying to make it about me. It's just me giving a really real example of something I went through. And it's either, you know, this is how I solved that, or I really don't want you to go through this. Like, it's just me using my life experience in hopes to connect with you and to help you understand why I think and feel the way that I do. You don't necessarily have to agree, but I'm trying, and that's all I can do. So please try for yourself, and don't try for anything or anyone else in a way that demeans you or makes you feel like you don't matter, because you do matter, and you are loved. I love you. You are loved. It may not be the kind of love that you want or expected, but I do freaking love you. I may not show it the way you want, whatever, but I legitimately give a flying freak. That's why I do this. I do this to help people. I do this because I believe in love. I've been through the craziest shenanigans. I've almost died so many times. I still believe in love. And so can you. Believe in yourself. I did it. You can do it. Keep going. You can succeed. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. So why shouldn't you? All it takes is one person. And that's you. Make a difference today. You are the difference. You are the miracle. You are the beauty in life. Everything has beauty. See your beauty. This is what I have for you, my beautiful loves. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I greatly appreciate you. I really do. Many blessings to you all. I love you so much. Love, Magigoddess. And I hope this helps you on your journey, loves.